Is there anything more exciting than getting new books? I mean, maybe there's a couple, but not many. So let's open some. Today we're going to open some packages that I didn't even order, so no idea what this one is. Might have an idea what this one is. And these I opened last week because I didn't know to expect them and I just thought it was regular Amazon mail. On top of this, I probably did a little damage on the Audible sale that was a few weeks back. And we'll go over a few of those that are just kind of, while they're not something I can unbox and unhaul in front of you, they're definitely things that I've purchased recently, as well as Kindle Daily Deals. Every now and again, if you have your email, it pops up. Deals today only, 99 cents, or maybe some of them usually I think max out at like $3.99. No, you know what? I don't even know if I've ever seen one that high. I think usually like $2.99 is the most for like a Kindle Daily Deal. And while usually I delete those, every now and again they get me, and they got me this time a few times actually. So let's open the top one. I have a feeling, glasses, is it? Yes. Okay, so I got an email from Kensington and it was something like, you have a surprise package coming because of your between the chapters insider kind of preferences, which categories that I have preferences for. They decided to just send me something that I have no idea what it is. It just says you have a surprise coming. We hope you enjoy. So let's see. Let me use my little 2 books, and let's see what we have here. Oh, okay. Ellen Marie Wiseman, The Lies They Told and The Life She Was Given. Let's see, which category would this fall in? Let me see. Oh, and it's signed. Thank you. Let me see if the other one is. It is. That is the best. That is really nice. Thank you so much to the author and to Kensington. That's really awesome. So let's read the blurb. These are really pretty covers. This one kind of reminds me of, remember Water for Elephants? It kind of gives me that vibe. And so through the eyes of an unforgettable heroine, this page-turning, profoundly powerful, and vividly detailed historical novel explores the shocking reality behind one of the darkest episodes of recent American history. That might be really interesting. So I am super grateful. We're reading historical fiction by New York Times bestselling author Ellen Marie Wiseman. The Life She Was Given, which we have right here. The Orphan Collector. That sounds ominous. And The Lost Girls of Willowbrook. Let's see what the back of this one says. For The Life She Was Given, a vivid, daring, emotional novel about the devastating power of family secrets, beginning in the poignant, lurid world of Depression-era traveling circus and coming full circle in the transformative 1950s. Oh my gosh, how funny that it says that. It says, perfect book for clubs and readers who admired Sarah Groen's Water for Elephants. And it just kind of gives me that vibe, right? I don't know why, but I remember, gosh, what was that, 10, 15, 20 years ago? That was really good. I really enjoyed that. So I am really excited. This is going to be a new author for me. And so Kensington, thank you so much. Ellen Marie Wiseman, thank you for signing, and I really appreciate it. As I mentioned in my last video, my significant other tends to buy what I mention is 5 stars or I must really, really go on about in videos, and they just kind of magically pop up on my doorstep. And so Wolfworm would be one of those. I reviewed this. I reviewed it a couple of times. I think I might have done a driving vlog with this one by T. Kingfisher. It was my first T. Kingfisher book. Total gothic horror, and to me, at its finest, it kept the story moving. Sometimes I kind of check out when it comes to gothic horror because you kind of get lost in the build up in chapters and chapters and chapters sometimes of just these minor details, which, for some people they love that. Me, not so much. That's my struggle with fantasy. So I'm not really a huge fan of the building of the worlds. It's not that I'm not a huge fan, because I completely appreciate it. It just, for some reason, my brain tends to check out. And so I listened to this as an audio arc, and I did not check out at all from start to finish. The bugs in this book, you swear hear the crawling on you in the worst way. And so it is also really, really pretty. And now I have it on my bookshelf, and happy to have this. So next we had another audio arc that I kind of lost my mind over. It's strange because How to Get Away with Murder by Rebecca Philipson, it had some mixed reviews before it came out. People who read the physical book didn't seem to have the same kind of, oh my gosh, that was amazing feel that I had as an audio. The narrator was just audacious and just had some real nerve, like with the way he dealt with his book that he's writing and the cat and mouse game. Anyway, I highly recommend it. I'm glad to have it. I really, really did enjoy this. Next, of course, is the big box from the Reading Spa. Let's see. This is absolutely not something I ordered. And so let's see what we've got. Okay. This makes complete and total sense. The Windy City series. I'm so excited to get this. I'm gonna, I feel like we need to set them free. This is, how do I do it without scratching the books? Let's see here. I'm going to let them loose. Breathe. Okay, and let's see here. I know I'm doing it backwards because I can see I put Mile High on the bottom. Let me toss that over there. Oh, wow. They even have like a texture to them. How exciting. Okay, so going backwards, let me flip them back around. We have Mile High to kick off the series. Windy City, Liz Tomforde, which, side note, I've had to actually sit and Google, how do you say her name? Because if you have the Audible version, one says Liz Tomforde, then the next one says Liz Tomforde. And then if you go anywhere online, Google any of the socials, they'll say it's Liz Tomforde. And so I keep saying it that way. Supposedly that's proper, how you're supposed to say her last name. If there's a video of her actually out there saying, by the way, everybody, my name is Liz Tomforde, or an alternative version, I would love that. But anyway, neither here nor there. Liz Tomforde is what I'm going to go with, and Mile High, which is book 1 of the Windy City series. Again, I don't do socials, and so if something trickles down to booktube, then I'll find out about it. I've seen that everybody's losing their ever-loving minds about the Windy City series, and so I finally caved in and bought Mile High on Audible, and I tried it twice, and I just couldn't get into it. I don't know why. I just couldn't. And so last month, I was just like, you're going to power through. You're going to read this. You're going to listen to it. And then finally, once we get to Stevie's chapters, I was completely on board. Xander's, he's an acquired taste. So once you kind of get over the hump with him, then you can kind of like appreciate. By the end, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to read the rest. On last week's or 2 weeks ago's TBR, we pulled Caught Up as one of our TBR items. And I had said that if I pull something that is further down in the series of where I am, I would back it up. And so I did. I ended up going with The Right Move. And from what I gather, Ryan Shea is like the MMC of this series. But I've also heard some other things about some of these other books. So we'll see. He's a little cinnamon roll golden retriever for me, which is okay. He was amazing. Indy was adorable. So I've read book 2. Still have Caught Up, wind it back, and play along. I'm excited to get to them. So I already purchased all of these on Audible. 2 super sales ago, you could buy like an entire series at a discount. And so I just went ahead and did it. And then I was like, oh my God, what did I do? Because at the time I tried Mile High and I was just like, oh no. Like I couldn't get into it. Absolutely be reading these. I could see myself reading them and or listening to them more than once. So super excited. I'm probably going to stick this next to my Pucking Around series. I forever will love that the most, but I don't know. Right now, this is absolutely a very close second and deserves to be on the same shelf. So in addition to my actual haul, some of my digital purchases, again, we had those like Amazon, Kindle Daily Deals, and I don't know what my brain was thinking, but I went a little like my brain glitched out a little bit. And so the first book I bought, The Ninth Reign, it's a best fantasy novel winner. It's the first in a series. I think it's from like 2018 or 19. The moment was right. They got me. I guess my mood at that moment, I probably had just finished Reign of Shadows and Endings and thought, why not? So I clicked purchase. Again, I don't know if I'm going to dive into that anytime soon, but I've got it. Obviously, it'd be nice to be able to show you a physical copy, but that's what we'll do the digital graphic for. The next I'm super excited about. So it's Shantel Tessier. I have Chaotic. I have yet to read it because I'm just kind of that fear of finishing. Once you read it, it's over. And at the time that I got it, I wasn't sure if there are going to be more in the series. And so what if there isn't? Like, do I read it and then it's done? And now I've read probably the first couple books 2 or 3 times, but they're lengthy chunker books. And so you can only read it for the first time once. And so I haven't wanted to do that, but she sent out an email the other day, yesterday, 2 days ago, and it is for a pre-order for the next book in the series. It is not even titled yet. And this is honestly the only author I have ever automatically signed up for pre-orders on. And so I have a pre-order of Shantel Tessier's next book in the L.O.R.D series after Chaotic. I think it comes out next year. And so 2 things. A, I'm super excited. I'm on her newsletter, so I can't wait to find out like all the little details that are going to start coming out, what's it called, all things like that. But I'm also excited because now that means I can read Chaotic without fear that it'll end the series. And so I'm super excited. I love the L.O.R.D series. Do I acknowledge that it is absolutely not for everybody? Completely. Like, I get that. But for an indie author, she has to be so proud of how well she has marketed and sold this series. It's just a kind of a masterclass in self-publishing. And I think that's pretty cool. I'd love to say that's why I read them, but it's just because I love them so much. And so it's kind of like a double bonus. I love the L.O.R.D series. It just does it for me. Is it twisted? Absolutely. But I just love all the characters, all the found family, all the friend groups, the kids and the epilogues, like all of it. I just love it. To me, it's top tier. Another book that I'm not really quite sure why I purchased is going to be Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. I get if you read fantasy and or romantasy, although I know this is fantasy, it's like top tier. Get it? I get it. I've just, in many, probably a couple decades, not dipped my toe into straight up fantasy, like Lord of the Rings type territory, Game of Thrones verse, none of that. It just, world building in my brain for some reason just don't click. I love it. I love the idea of it. It just doesn't work for the way I read. And so I've heard Mistborn is amazing. I swear it was 99 cents. And I figure if I'm ever going to try it, why not? So have it. Let me know if you think that my brain that's not wired for fantasy will be able to handle it. I'm really curious. And then one more Kindle Daily Deal was 53 cents at the end of the day, and it is Karin Slaughter, We Are All Guilty Here. I haven't read Karin Slaughter in a while, and it's been at least 4, 5, 6 years, and I just remember when I did, I was going to Libby, and I was just constantly picking up the next one, and so I know I enjoy her writing a lot. I don't know, for 53 cents, it's a good reason to go back. And then Audible happened. Again, that super sale. Every time they have one of those, they get me, especially the more modern books. They're really, really coming a long way. Narrators are amazing, especially if you dip into the duets and especially the graphic novels or the graphic audios. Like, they are just really, really quite amazing. Lately, I just don't seem to have a lot of reading time physically. I'm just on the go a lot because of work. And so at the very least, every day I get my daily commute. I get my whole 30 to 40 minutes to work, sometimes during lunch, and I am dedicated to that whole 30, 40 minutes back. So I get at least almost a couple hours a day audio. It just seems to be working for me lately. And so I dipped into that super stale heavily. So the first, I'm not going to lie, FOMO got me. It absolutely got me. Everybody and their brother is reviewing and like raving about Dungeon Crawler Carl. No idea if this book is even remotely for me. I think it's sci-fi, fantasy, dystopian kind of comedy. I'm not sure, but I think the apocalypse will now be televised is like the first opening line of the blurb. And so it sounds beyond enough to be interesting. At like I think it's got like a 4.46 Goodreads rating. At that level, I mean, it's gotta be good, right? I don't think I spent more than $2 or $3 on it. So it was well worth the purchase. I'm thinking, given that people are going absolutely nuts about this book. And so I'm definitely a victim to FOMO in this case. We'll find out how it is. I also ended up picking up last month or so I did The Pucking Wrong Number, which was a dark hockey romance. And that kind of restarted my kind of interest back into sports romance, especially dark romance. I haven't done that in a while. Dark is still always going to be my preferred. Sports is going to be number 2, and then contemporary fiction or rom-coms will be after that. But books 2 and 3, The Pucking Wrong Guy and The Pucking Wrong Date, are the next books in the Pucking Wrong series. And so I picked those up. They happen to be, again, like $2 or $3. And I loved book 1, which was The Pucking Wrong Number. So I picked those up so that way when I'm in the mood to kind of shift my brain back to just something that's just a little bit high speed fun and a little bit devious, that's kind of perfect for me. Bingeable. They're just bingeable. And I think right after I finished The Pucking Wrong Number, I'm like, no, don't get the other ones yet. Don't fly through it. But I've noticed that I'm saying that a lot lately, like with Windy City, the L.O.R.D series. There's a bunch out there that if I keep saying like don't get to the rest of the series, then I'm going to start having like a pile of 20, 30 different series that I need to finish. And so I need to start getting on top of these, and I kind of just want to return to the dark hockey world. I'm feeling kind of slumpy lately. That reignited kind of my drive last month, and so we're going to try that again. I feel like after I read Bride and I'm just now finishing Mate, I'm going to take an Ellie Hazelwood break. I think once you've read a few of her books, they're good. However, there's a very distinct proprietary feel to her writing, and I just kind of need a break from that. I liked Bride, and I'm liking Mate for the most part. I'm only halfway through, so I'm not quite understanding yet why people love it more than Bride, but I'm not yet like dying to know what happens either. And I think that's kind of, again, maybe I just need a break from contemporary romance. And I guess this treads on paranormal or, I don't know, romantic-ish. It really isn't, but I guess it's like a towing the line of that territory. So far, I haven't finished. Again, I'm barely 50%. We're towing like the 3.5 range at the moment. Is it going to pick up? Probably will. It may jump into 4.5 territory. I don't know. I don't see it being a 5 for me, but we'll see what's coming. But I think I'm going to take a step back from contemporary romance for a bit, just because I'm feeling kind of slumpy, and I don't want to risk that. Nothing makes me more bummed out than if I'm in a reading slump. So we'll see. I've got a good TBR going, and I think I'm going to stick with that. So that was my mini haul. I hope you enjoyed it. We're kind of in the middle of the month, and so I don't have a kind of wrap up in mind. I just did a TBR, and I had some packages. Obviously I opened a couple because I didn't realize I was expecting more. If I had known, I wouldn't have opened the Wolfworm and How to Get Away with Murder. I would have waited, but I figured might as well just throw those in. These are all new, plus all my digitals. I had fun, and I'm kind of excited to get to them all. Will I get to them all right away? No, but am I super excited to have them for my shelves? Absolutely. Anyway, thanks for unboxing these with me, and I will see you next week.